Okay, guys. All right, so I'm going to do these problems for you. So these are the ones that I've had questions on. Part 2, 12 and 13, part 3, 15, and then part 5, 7, and 14. And then someone said, can you just pick a random one from 4? So I picked one on the back. So I'll do these quick for you so you can check over. So part 2, number 12. The big thing for this one, I am going to do grouping, but if I try to group right now, nothing's really going to happen. So you do want to put it in standard form. So I'm going to do 8x cubed plus 6x squared. And I'm going to put the minus 20xy minus 15y. So in standard form, if it has two variables, you would put it before something with one variable. So then I'm going to make the groups. In this group, the GCF is 2x squared. I'd be left with 4x plus 3. In this group, they're both divisible by 5, and I'm also going to take that negative out so the signs match, and I'll be left with 4x plus 3. And then my final answer would be 2x squared minus 5y, and then times 4x plus 3. So that's part 2, number 12. There you go. And then someone asked about number 13. It's actually already grouped for you. They took the GCF out already. The big thing is you have x minus 3y and you have 3y minus x. Now they look like they're kind of the same terms, but they're not exactly the same. So I'm going to put them in the same order. I'm going to put the x and then the y. So if I rearrange this, that's negative x plus 3y, right? It's the same thing. I just changed the order. So now, sorry about that. So now you need those signs to be the same. So I'm going to divide out a negative 1. So I'm going to rewrite this as 5a x minus 3y. And then if I divide out a negative 1, that would make that a plus 2b x minus 3y. Now they match exactly. So your factored form would be 5a plus 2b and then x minus 3y. And that would be your factored form for that one. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to go to part 3. It's so much clearer than my other one. Okay. Part 3, what are we doing? I don't even know what we're doing. What is this, number 15? Why is that not part 3? Why am I having so many issues? I think I wrote down the wrong problem. That's part 2. Oh my goodness, guys. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm just seeing which one. Part 2, 12, 13, part 3, 15. I just totally wrote the wrong problem. So that's probably why I'm confused. There we go. Part 3, number 15. It was c squared plus 6cd plus 9d squared minus 3c minus 9d minus 10. Okay, this is one of the ones we did one like this yesterday on that video. Since I have c squared, cd, and d squared, those are all kind of related. That middle term relates those two, so I'm going to group those. These have a GCF, and that's just kind of chilling. I'm going to factor this. That would factor to c plus 3d squared. I'm going to factor this, which is just a GCF problem of negative 3. And I'll be left with c plus 3d minus 10. It ends up being a factor by substitution problem. So if I just think about substituting and factoring that, 10 would be 5 and 2, so negative 5, positive 2. And then I just substitute back in. So c plus 3d minus 5 and c plus 3d plus 2. So that was part 3, number 15. Sorry if I confused you on that one. Part 5. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking through. Part 5 was the mixed review, right? Yep. So these are actually very similar to the ones I just did. You're going to group the first 3 together because the xy relates to x squared and the y squared. You'll group those because they have a GCF, and then you get that. So when I factor this, if I could talk, that would be 3x minus 2y squared. Here you have a GCF of negative 10, or I'm going to change the sign, so I'll make it negative 10. And I'll be left with 3x minus 2y, and then plus 25. Factor by substitution. Actually factor it. Which one is this, number 7? So you can write it as a minus 5, or you can write it as a minus 5 squared. So I'm just going to write it as 3x minus 2y minus 5 squared. Or you can write it twice. So that's that one. Number 14, same idea. Those are all related because that xy relates to x squared and the y squared. These have a GCF. Factor this. That ends up being 2x plus 3y squared plus, what do we got? 6, and then that would be 2x plus 3y minus 7. Substitution. Factoring that shouldn't be bad. And then you just fill back in. So it would be 2x plus 3y plus 7, 2x plus 3y minus 1. Okay. And then last someone just said, can you just do a random one from part 4, which was the difference of two cubes. So you're taking cube roots. The cube root of this is 3y. The cube root of this is 4. I'm going to keep the signs the same. And then that's my first binomial. Now the trinomial, you square the first term, which would be 9y squared. Opposite sign, you multiply these together to get 12y. Always positive, you square that. And that would be your answer. So we had a little formula for that. I'm sure you can find some notes in your thing. So that's the problems that we have questions on. So hopefully that helps out. Any more questions, just let me know at some point and I'll try to help you out. Have a good day.